Welcome to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. Today we're making a beautiful cookie, a stamped and decorated shortbread cookie. Once they're cooled, we'll mix up some colored sugar glaze to give them a beautiful glossy finish. These will be so impressive at any cookie exchange you attend, and they're a wonderful addition to any holiday cookie tray. Let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients for the stamped and decorated shortbread cookies are all-purpose flour, butter, granulated sugar, powdered sugar. You'll need cookie stamps with holiday decorations, vanilla extract, food coloring, a little milk for when we mix up the glaze, and you'll need some food-safe brushes for painting. So I've fluffed up my flour, and I'm going to be spooning it into a cup and leveling it off. I need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Now to sweeten our dough, we're using 5 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Just whisk that together. Now next you're going to want to add 2 sticks of butter. And I'm going to use my pastry cutter tool just to get in there and break up that butter. I like for the butter to be cold. Now you want to do it kind of like a pie crust. Now once your butter pieces are pea size, we're going to add the flavoring. So you want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then you want to get in there with clean hands and work that dough. So these are very simple ingredients. Like I said, there's 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of butter, 5 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So shortbread has no eggs, no leavening agents. You see it's starting to come together and hold together. You need to keep working that mixture until it's all smooth. So now you have one cohesive dough ball. Now I have a bowl of granulated sugar and I have various stamps. So I just kind of have to test to see what size of a dough ball I'm going to need for these larger ones. So I'm going to take just a test of dough ball and roll it in sugar. Now I've taken my stamp and I just touched it to my dough and then put it in the sugar. Okay, that actually turned out nice. For the smaller ones, I'm going to touch it to the dough to give it a little something for the sugar to hold on to. And then I know I'm going to need smaller dough balls for those. So I'm going to roll a smaller ball, roll it in the sugar. And then that one came out to a nice little Christmas tree. There you go, another nice one. And again, depending on the size of your stamps, you'll just need to test different size dough balls. Okay, I have a snowflake that's a larger one. So I'm going to get a little more dough in there. Roll it in sugar. The sugar helps the stamp to come off nicely. It also gives it kind of an nice little outer crust. Oh, that's pretty. So I'm going to do 1 pan of smaller cookies and 1 pan of larger cookies because I think they might take a little bit of different baking time. That one is a little gift tag. It says to and from. Yeah, I think we have enough for 2 more large ones. I'm going to put the larger cookies on one. These won't spread out too much, so you can get a few on there. So there's the one for my large cookies. And then the smaller ones, I've got 3 bells and 3 Christmas trees. So we're going to put these in a 300-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And then we'll check them. We just want a little bit of browning around the edges. Okay, while the cookies are baking, I'm going to mix up a very simple sugar glaze that we'll be coloring with 4 different colors. So I'm just going to put in some powdered sugar. I'm not even going to measure. We won't need much. I just have just a little bit of milk. I'm going to just mix it up till I get to the right consistency. You can adjust your consistency by adding more or less sugar, more or less milk. I want to be able to paint it on, so I don't want it too thick. I'm going to add a little bit of glaze into each bowl. A little blue in there, a little green in there, some yellow, and red. Ooh, that's very blue. Pretty green, good yellow, and a nice red. Now these are gel food colorings, so the colors are probably a little more vibrant. Okay, I'm going to set those aside. I have my little paint brushes that I'll be using, and our cookies are ready to come out of the oven. Okay, the batch of the smaller cookies are out of the oven, and they took the full 30 minutes. You see how they're lightly browned around the edges. I'm going to let these cool, and then we'll come back in a few minutes and paint them. Okay, the larger cookies only took about 5 minutes more. So I'm just going to take those out and put them on the rack and have them cool as well. Okay, we took out our smaller cookies first. So those are a little cooler. I think we're going to start decorating those. I have my food brushes. You can get these at any craft store like Michael's. So I'm just going to start painting my trees. And this is just a sugar glaze. It'll harden and set up. Now while it's still a little bit damp, maybe you want to put on some Christmas decorations like that. And I'll take another brush, dab it into another color, and I'm going to just color the pot. Now if you have other kinds of decorations, like I have a little star here, maybe I want to put a star on top of the tree. Glaze there to help it stick. And there you go. All right, we're going to do a taste test of a shortbread. It's a decorated stamped shortbread. It's a really good shortbread. It's a basic, easy shortbread recipe. We just added a little extra fun and did some decorating. So get in there and use your colors and decorate however you like. You could also just roll it out and cut it into squares and just have a basic shortbread. It's really good that way too, with coffee or tea. Perfect as another cookie on the cookie tray for the holiday season. It has just a hint of sweetness. It's not super sweet at all, but we did roll it in sugar for kind of a little extra crunch on the exterior. So I hope you have a little fun with your shortbread cookies. Stamp them, decorate them, or just roll them out and cut them into squares or whatever shapes you like. Thank you again for joining me on Hope's Homemade Kitchen as we tried another recipe, shortbread cookies. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the bell for notification of more videos and share this with your friends. We'll see you next time.